This is Ben from Goatwhore, and you're watching The Age of Metal.
Hello everyone, this is Miguel with the H Metal, and I'm here with none other than Ben of Goatwhore. How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good today, man.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, this tour starts today here in Phoenix. You guys been out for a couple of days, but overall, touring with Behemoth, 1349, and Inquisition. What are your expectations for this tour? What you mean, regardless of Goatwhore?
I think the tour is going to be incredible. I just a lot. The thing about it too is there's so many more. The bands that are involved in everything, like Behemoth, 1349, Inquisition, us, but we all kind of share like a same quality. Like to me, metal's universal, but within metal, you break down all these different variations and everything, and I think those bands kind of fit in that other variation a little bit tighter. But, and not only that, we've toured with 1349 in the past. We've done shows with Behemoth, so it's kind of like a family reunion in a sense, too, because we know each other, we're familiar with each other, so it's just like everything just kind of flows. And usually, it's funny, because usually on your first day, you get there, there's all this stuff going on, you're trying to get everything organized, and everything's all fucking crazy, and it's bands you never played with and stuff like that. But it was just, everything ran really smooth today, getting everything sorted out, everything flowing, everything in order. It all worked out really good.
I guess that's good, and it's a sign that the tour, is already, they have their foundation.
Like the tour, it takes a few days and everything gets in sync, time start to work out, but everything just kind of fell today, and it wasn't really rushed or anything. Everything kind of just fell into place, and it took its time. Usually you're checking going, oh shit, we have like 10 minutes, we have to get this shit done, we got to get this gear in, we got to get this set up. And today it was just like, wow, we still have like 3 hours before doors or before a meet and greet, and yeah, so things are going smooth so far, and it's the first day.
That's good to hear. Well, a couple of weeks ago it was announced that Goatwhore already finished your sixth album.
Yeah.
And Constricting Rage of the Merciless. And well, to begin with, will be what can you tell us about this new Goatwhore album?
It's pretty much, I guess, the next album in the cycle of what we do as a band. We don't take huge steps and do anything drastic and everything, but we evolve gradually into things we're influenced by from the past or anything like that, or just different things that we've kind of evolved on of ourselves. And we've grown as musicians all together, the way we work together, the way we write together. So, it's all an element of that. It's the next pretty much step to, the next Goatwhore thing.
Gotcha. Is there any kind of a concept going out on this album? It's just something that is totally...
It's just like the last records, we have our things, and we have the ideas behind each song and stuff like that, but overall, it's pretty much the basic idea of what we've always done in the past. We've kind of thought about like concept things in the past, but I guess it seems too like thought out and kind of forced, where we're more of a band that likes to let things flow and let things roll out and be comfortable with something. Like I've said in the past, where when we write material, we don't necessarily we'll start a song, and that song necessarily might not make it to the end. We might get really far with the song, but at one point just be like, this just isn't comfortable. We're not we don't like how things are flowing. Let's tear it apart. Let's do different things with it. Let's use this song. And that one song could split up and make several songs, you know, just all the elements in it. If we weren't comfortable with it, it didn't fit right. Maybe those elements fit right in creating other songs. So, you know, anything's possible. Everything's different. You know, we got numerous songs we put together, and then we got numerous ones we tear apart, and, you know, always going through it, starting from scratch and then rebuilding and stuff like that. So, and sometimes, you know, we start songs from the middle and work out from there. Sometimes we start at the beginning and work to the end, or work from the end to the beginning. So it's variant, you know, and some songs we can do in a day, and some songs it takes 3 weeks to put them together, you know.
Fair enough. Well, what kind of difference, now that you finished the album, what difference can you point out between Blood of the Master and this new album? Or, I mean, what happened in this album that didn't happen on Blood for the Master?
Well, I think with Blood for the Master, it was starting to mold into what, I mean, because of course you know us, you know, in the past, like our influence is definitely like Celtic Frost and Battle. You can really pick that out. Whereas we progress, we're kind of growing into our own kind of mold, you know. And I think that's like with Blood for the Master was more of that, and leading into the newer record, it's even taking that next step for that as well. I think what the thing is when we go in the studio now is what we want things to sound like, you know. We want the guitars to kind of come up louder and be more like a chainsaw, you know. We want the drums to cut through but not sacrifice guitars, or vice versa, you know. So it's always that thing when you're in the studio, you like the last thing you did, but there's little nitpicky things you want to kind of work on or change. Oh, the vocals might have been a little too loud, or they didn't fit here, or they maybe were a little too high-endy. So you kind of work on those things the next go around. You kind of take notes. I mean, it's to me, it's all like a learning process as you go. This is what we did in the past. These are the things we liked that we did. These are the things that we were kind of questionable on. So work on those things for the next record, you know. And we have this really good relationship with Eric Rutan, and it's just, you know, it's kind of like I said at the beginning of this tour. Now when we go into the studio, instead of it being like you get in the first day and it's this stressful thing, it's like it's fun. You know, we all know each other. We all get along really good. And it's this fun process throughout the thing where you're doing these things. I mean, you naturally have stressful things, because when it's your time to do your part, it's a, you know, a stressful thing, and you want to do the best performance you can and everything. But Eric's really, you know, the relationship there, he allows you to do that, you know, and he's just like, if you don't feel it today, things aren't coming out, let's move to the next thing, or let's just move it to the next day. Let's make sure everything's on time. And on this record too, we did it on tape. We did it on 2-inch tape, which is a really odd thing nowadays, because a lot of bands just go straight to Pro Tools and it ends up like that. So we did it to 2-inch tape, and we wanted to do that too, to give it more of like a full tone and everything, more natural tone. And it worked out really good. We're really happy on how everything came out.
All right. When will the set list for this tour include any of new material for the upcoming album?
One new song during this tour we're going to do. Yeah, we were going to do a couple more, but we were like, let's just kind of focus on maybe, you know, stuff from Blood from Master, other records, and do one new song. So yeah, we're going to be doing one new song for this tour.
Okay, when will we see the album out, or what is the planning to release the album?
It's actually coming out July 8th. July 8th through Metal Blade Records. And actually on this tour, we're selling, I'm not trying to be like a upseller
you can do your plug.
But we're doing like this like t-shirt laminate pre-order CD bundle thing, where it's an exclusive shirt that you can only get on the tour, and you get this laminate thing, and on the back of the laminate is a code, and you put your mailing your mailing address in and the code, and like a few days before the actual release date, it comes in the mail to your house. So it's like a pre-order thing, so you're already set in the grid for it and everything.
Well, people, check that out at the merch table of Goatwhore. Will this t-shirt will have a relationship with the new album?
The thing that's cool about it is the artwork is totally irrelevant to the artwork from the record.
Okay.
So it's kind of unique to itself.
All right.
So, and then it has nothing to do with the artwork that's on the record.
What can you tell us about the artwork? Because I mean, it seems like you know it already. So
yeah, well, I mean, the artwork, like for Blood for the Master, we use a good friend of ours, Jordan Barlow, from New Orleans. He works at a tattoo shop, and he also sings in another band with Sammy. And He does the art. He did the art for Blood for the Master, and he did the art. He did the art for the pre-order shirt and laminate thing, but he also did the artwork for the new record and everything. So it's still in the vein of like Blood for the Master, that kind of black and white woodcut-ish kind of style. But yeah, and so we have a little variation there. So people might see the shirt and be like, "Oh, well, that's with the new record." But no, it's not. It's going to be something totally different.
That's good to know. Well, for what I know, last year you guys had your first Latin American experience, and I know for bands that I had tagged before, they always get blown away by the reaction of these Latin American people. I know you guys were in Mexico and in Puerto Rico. How was the experience from your perspective, the first time in Mexico and the first time in Puerto Rico?
They were totally awesome. Puerto Rico was very unique, and we played.
Why is that?
Wow, we played. Dude, we played. Well, okay, the promoter, he was really cool, and he kept sending me emails or sending our booking agent emails, and he was saying, "Can they play this long? Can they play?" You know, so we ended up playing like a set that was like, I mean, literally, it was probably like an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, he's asking these things, and then we even pulled out like the old Celtic Frost cover that we did on that 7-inch in the past, because he was like, do you think we can play this? And we're like, all right, we'll just work it out. We'll work it out. And so we went and we played, and it was just, the thing is they don't get a lot of shows. So when you play places that don't get a lot of shows, the people are really like intense in it and everything. And the crowd was awesome. Everybody was great. And then we had an extra day there. And so the promoter and a bunch of other people, we got together and we kind of went around and saw some things and went out to eat and everything like that. So it was really cool. And we went to Mexico City with Sodom. That was amazing. I mean, it was Sodom for the first thing. So I was just like, I don't care if I'm playing in my backyard if it's with, if it's with Sodom. But that was amazing. We were supposed to go recently to the Hell in Heaven Fest, but the whole thing got canceled and everything. And we were really excited to go back, but I'm sure everything will work out and we'll end up back. Because we really want to go, we want to do that more down there into South America and everything. It would be fucking amazing,
Yeah, definitely you have to. Do you guys ended up kind of like, I don't know, filming something about this Puerto Rican show? Because it seems like it's an hour and a half long. That's a long time.
I don't know if anybody filmed anything, we would just, we just played, we just played and we played the show, and then afterwards we hung out and drank, and then the next day we got up and we went and hung out and did these things and walked around. There's like a huge fort like in the it's like right on the outskirts of the downtown area, we went and visited that and went around. The people were amazing too. They were just, it's nice when you go somewhere and people appreciate it, because yes, they don't get it or anything, especially like when you tour the States and there's so many fucking tours going around all the time, and people are just like, oh, they're coming back again, whatever, I'm gonna hang out at my house tonight or whatever, and they don't get it. So, and we're just like, we want to go back. We're ready to go back whenever.
Well, closing up, what is in storage for Goatwhore for the rest of the year? Pretty much, I mean, after this tour, I know today is the first day, but what is in storage for the rest of the year?
Well, so we have this. And then we have the record coming out on July 8th. So we're working on some touring plans for July to go out and for the record, and then some stuff in the fall. Everything's kind of like up in the air now, but there'll definitely be a lot of touring as usual.
Will you guys be doing any European festivals dates?
We don't have anything now, but we've had some talks with some people for some things for next year. So everything's kind of unfolding as far as that goes. So we're working on everything, taking everything step by step and working it out. So we'll see how things go for the summer thing, if we get on some kind of tour, or if we end up doing our own like headlining tour or whatever. And then in the fall, same thing, everything's kind of up in the air. But definitely, like, as far as in the past what we've done, we've toured a lot. I mean, people obviously know that once the record hits, it's just like we're constantly out there. But we really would like to do more outside of the U.S., more in Europe, more South America, Mexico, places like that.
Australia,
all of that. So, because we do tour so much in the U.S. and we need to pull out and expand more elsewhere.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing that all bands, I personally think that they should expand more in a different territory.
The problem is, though, it's not like we're doing it because we're just like, I just put it off. We're doing it because financially based and all that, it's not always feasible, and you're trying to work it out. You're trying to work out the situation, or, it's just not it just isn't working out. So it's not like anyone's fault. It's just, if we had money, we'd just go, fuck it, let's just do this.
Yeah,
but we're trying to make the means happen with what we have. So.
Gotcha. Well, do you have any message for the people that pretty much want to assist to the Emerald Alliance tour that there's going? Something that you want to say to the fans out there?
Like people who are coming out to the show,
or people that just wait.
If you're if you're coming out to this show, this is gonna be fucking crazy. That's all I have to say. It's gonna be an intense show. There's a lot of intense things going on that package, and pretty much our new record drops July 8th. It's entitled "Constricting Rage of the Merciless" on Metal Blade Records, and we'll see you in the summer.
Well, Ben, thank you very much. Definitely thank you for taking the time to speak in here with us on the first day of Metal Alliance. Definitely good luck on the rest of the tour. Looking forward for the album and looking forward to see you guys tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A war machine of these damned gods. See no prisoners without a fight.